It's time for my 2020 team preview about the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm Professor MJ, a university professor with a PhD in statistics. First, I'm going to discuss each position on offense before saying a few words about the defense. And hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of what to expect from this squad in 2020. It was a roller coaster season for the Bucks last year. After a horrendous 2-6 start, the team won 5 of their next 6 meetings. They closed out the year with a couple of defeats to end the 2019 regular season with a 7-9 record. Tampa Bay has enjoyed just one winning season over the past 9 years. They have missed the playoffs in 12 straight seasons. Obviously, the talk of the town is the arrival of Tom Brady under center. Can he turn the franchise around before ending his NFL career? Let's talk about the quarterback position. Everyone is curious to see how Tom Brady will do as a Buccaneer. After playing 20 years in New England, he is going to write a new chapter in his illustrious career. Now, what makes the Brady and Bucks match intriguing is the fact that Bruce Arians is known for his aggressive approach, where the QB throws the ball downfield pretty often. On the other hand, Brady has made a career out of playing very efficient football, with accurate, short and intermediate passes to set up occasional long throws. What kind of offense is Tampa going to have in 2020? Most likely, they will make it fit Brady's style. Defenses will remain wary of long throws to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, which should open up space for the short passing game. Also, it's unclear whether Brady still has the arm to complete long throws on a regular basis. He had his lowest yards per attempt average over the past 16 years. Granted, he did not have much weapons to work with in New England. Brady threw just 24 TD passes last year, one of his lowest output ever. And same goes for his completion percentage at just 60.8%. But again, part of the blame goes to the poor supporting cast he had with the Patriots in 2019. Blaine Gabbert will back up Brady in case he gets hurt. You don't want him as your starter. Throughout his 8-year career, he has a 48 to 47 TD to INT mark, which is really bad. His 56% completion rate is equally poor. Let's discuss the running back position. After being drafted in the second round of the 2018 draft, Ronald Jones was awful in his rookie season. He showed enough in his sophomore year to warrant another shot in 2020, but he still left a sour taste in the mouth. The area where he struggled the most was in pass protection. Tom Brady won't appreciate having a back that cannot protect him adequately. As a runner, well, he was okay, but not great. He racked up 724 rushing yards with a 4.2 yards per carry average, which is not special. Now, PEYTON BARBER had an abysmal 3.1 yards per rush average last year, and he is gone to Washington. The next man up is Dare Ogunbowale. He was mainly used as a third down specialist. He rushed just 11 times all year while catching 35 balls. The undrafted Wisconsin Badger has never had much of an impact in the league in 3 years thus far. Now the team picked Deshaun Vaughn in the third round of this year's draft. He's a straightforward runner who relies on good blocking ahead of him due to his physical limitations. But he did post back-to-back 1,000 rushing seasons with Vanderbilt. Let's investigate the wide receiver position. Based on PFF rankings, the Bucs have the number 1 and number 6 wideouts in the entire NFL. You cannot ask for much better than this. Mike Evans is a beast, plain and simple. He and Randy Moss are the only players in NFL history to record 6 straight 1,000 receiving yard seasons to start their career. Here are Evans' yearly averages since coming into the league in 2014. 77 receptions, 1,200 receiving yards, and 8 TDs. That's phenomenal and incredibly consistent year over year. Chris Godwin is a former third-round pick whose numbers have increased every year. He caught 34 balls in his rookie season, then 59 in his second year, and then 86 last season. He caught 9 TD passes from Jameis Winston last year. Both Evans and Godwin are in their mid-20s, and there's no reason to believe they're going to slow down. The number 3 receiver role is up for grabs after the departure of Brashad Perriman. Justin Watson and Scotty Miller were both late-round picks in 2018 and 19. They had similar modest numbers last year, 15 and 13 catches. Both are unproven and it's hard to figure out what to expect from them. Let's talk about the tight end position. Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. Wow, you could do worse as a tight end trio. The Bucs traded with the Pats in order to bring Gronkowski out of retirement and reunite him with his former signal caller. We all know how Gronkowski has been a dominant player for years. After going through lots of injuries, he looked significantly slower in 2018, but he still grabbed 47 passes for close to 700 yards and 3 TDs that year, plus 13 more receptions in 3 playoff games. It's possible that he looks refreshed after taking a year off. He will be playing his age 31 campaign. We just keep hearing rumors that O.J. Howard is on the trading block, but there he is, still on the team. He is an explosive tight end who was picked as the number 19 overall selection in the 2017 draft. After catching 6 and 5 TD passes in his first 2 years, Howard fell flat by reaching the end zone just once under first-year head coach Bruce Arians. The talent is there without a doubt. Can he regain his previous form? I bet he can, given his young age. Cameron Brate came out of nowhere. He was an undrafted free agent from Harvard who joined the team in 2014. He broke out in 2016 with 8 TD receptions, and he followed that up with 6 more the year after. His star has been fading a little bit since then. The receptions, the yards, the TD catches have all suffered a downturn over the past 2 years. Let's make a switch to the offensive line position. Center Ryan Jensen had a huge year in 2019. Pro Football Focus graded him as the 3rd best center. I don't mean to be a party pooper, but a regression is fairly likely in 2020. The former 6th-round pick had never come close to such numbers in his first 4 years in the league. Brady's blind sign protector will be Donovan Smith. He's been a slightly above-average player since entering the league in 2015. Now entering his prime years, you can expect solid yet unspectacular job from him. Right tackle Damar Dodson is now off the team. and he seemed likely to be replaced by newly acquired Joe Haig. The latter could not get a starting job in Indy, and he saw a great opportunity in Tampa. He seems to be an average player. However, the plans changed when Tampa Bay selected Tristan Wirfs with the 13th overall pick. Some experts have called him the best pass blocker in the draft, which should make Tom Brady very happy. Wirfs was the lone tackle to start as a freshman with Iowa in 20 years. Ali Marpet is a very solid and reliable guy. He's done a very good job since being drafted in the second round of the 2015 draft. Now, after seeing limited action in his rookie season, Alex Cappa finished as the number 37 guard out of 81 players, according to PFF rankings. So in other words, he did a decent job and has a shot to improve his game even more with 1 full year of experience under his belt. So overall, this offensive line is above average, but not amongst the top 5. It's time for the million-dollar question. How will Tampa's offense do in 2020 compared to last year? Well, let's start with the off-season moves. The depth at the wide receiver position took a hit when Brashad Perriman left for the Jets. However, the team acquired Gronkowski, who will be part of a threatening tight end trio, along with O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. Peyton Barber signed with the Redskins, but he struggled mightily last year, so it won't affect the offense very much. The BUCS also replaced DeMar Dodson with rookie Tristan Wirfs at right tackle. That seems like a wash to me. Dodson did a decent job last year, and you can hardly ask Wirfs to be part of the upper tier of NFL tackles instantly. Adding Tom Brady under center instead of Winston is likely to be a plus. We're talking about 2 completely different types of QBs. One is super efficient, while the other is a gunslinger willing to take risks on a regular basis. Winston was spectacular to watch, but he turned the ball over way too often. However, you can expect this unit to move the ball methodically, which is Brady's signature mark. So overall, I'm going to grade this offense as a small upgrade. Let's preview the 2020 BUCS defense. The entire 2019 defense is back, with the lone exception being Carl Nassib, who left for Las Vegas. The whole secondary is very young. All key guys have 3 years of experience at most. An improvement is therefore much more likely than a regression. At linebacker, Lavonte David is a sure bet to play well, while second-year man Devin White could take a big leap. The edge rushers and defensive linemen worry me a lot more. Barrett is unlikely to repeat his 19.5 sack performance. Jason Pierre-Paul is still playing well, but he's getting up there in age. And same goes for Suh. And Carl Nassib was a valuable rotational pass rusher. Tampa allowed the 4th most points last year. I am banking on the young players making progress when calling for a small upgrade in 2020. Will the BUCS win over or under 9.5 games in 2020? I estimated Tampa's chances of winning each of their 16 regular season games by taking a peek at betonline.ag's odds. Then I used a statistical software called R in order to simulate those 16 games by following those win probabilities. That gave me Tampa's win total for one simulated year. But why stop there? I proceeded to simulate 1 million seasons. All that was left to do was to ask the program to count the number of times the Bucks won more than 9.5 games versus the number of times they won less than 9.5 games. And what's the final outcome? The answer is unveiled in the special gold package I'm currently selling. The bet on Tampa Bay produces the 8th highest return on investment out of the league's 32 teams, and the top 10 picks, whose ROI all exceed 24%, are included in this awesome package, while the other 22 betting tips are free in my other videos. I'll be headed to Vegas before the season begins to wager a total of more than $150,000 US on the top picks. Don't follow the advice of people who don't even bet their own tips. Last year, I showed you how I placed a large bet on the Bills to win more than 6.5 games, and it turned out to be an easy winner. The link to this awesome gold package can be found below. Take advantage of this opportunity right now. You'll be happy you did. I'm Professor MJ, a statistics professor with a PhD in statistics. See ya!